Hello knockouts, TonyaTko here, and today's video is a call to action for black men. So I would appreciate it if you shared this video with as many black men as you can. Share them with black women so that we can start the conversation, or at least have a different conversation, because I think that now is high time for us to start talking about something new, because the hashtags and the walking and the paint on the white paper picket signs just is not enough. During a near-death experience, I realized there's a lot more to life than we previously thought. Now, I dedicate my life to waking people up to love. Love each other. Most importantly, love yourself.
You want to respect me.
It took dying to learn how to live. I'm TonyaTko. Welcome. Last night I was on the computer. You know, I've had a very busy week. So I was on the computer and they were talking about this cop slamming and tossing around a black girl. I thought they were talking about the girl in the bikini, which happened over the summer, but no, this is a whole new incident. And when I saw the footage, I'll play the footage for you. The video is of a white cop brutalizing a black girl in school for allegedly not wanting to give the teacher her mobile phone. Having a mobile phone is not criminal. If mobile phones inside of a school is against school policy, that's something that's handled within the school. I'm curious as to why law enforcement was involved. She's sitting in the classroom, she's not making any noise, she's not fighting the cop comes up to her and begins to body slam her. I posted on Facebook today angry about this situation, putting out my call to black men. And it was black men who were like, oh, well, she wasn't listening. Oh, she wasn't doing this. Oh, why you blaming black men? Oh, this, oh, that, making all of these excuses. Let me provide this scenario for you. Okay, so she wasn't listening. If it were a dog, okay, now we know dogs don't belong in school. Let's say it was a dog that was sitting there and didn't want to move. You were like, come on, doggy, come on. And the dog would not move. Do you think that someone would go there and body slam the dog to get the dog to move? Our children, our women, our men, our bodies, our collective have less value to some people than that of a dog. How much longer can this go on? How much longer? If this had been Cecil the lion, do you think that there would be more of an uproar? I remember when the animal rights activists came out and they were like, we are just as vociferous about black lives as we are about animal lives, but are we? Where's the national outrage? Where's the full and total complete social media outcry? Where are the multinational news outlets that are calling for this officer's head? Instead, the narrative is, oh, what did this girl do to deserve it? Tired of not feeling safe, tired of our children being brutalized, tired of the hashtag activist, the hashtagtivist, where we put up our hashtags and we share for a few days, and then after that, because remember when the first girl in the bikini came out and the cop had slammed her around. People were angry and fired up, and then Rachel Dolezal came along, and then we just forgot all about that case. But here is a whole new one, and I'm trying to find out, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because obviously what we've been doing is not enough, and I want to ask black men to stand up. Stand up, black men. Your women don't feel safe. Your children don't feel safe. And what is the difference between a dog and a black girl? And I would say the difference is that with the dog, there's a presumption of innocence. And with the black girl, there's a presumption of guilt. Because no one in their right mind would take a dog and body slam it. No one. And if they did, this country would come crumbling down in outcry. Black men, stand up. Stand up. It's like people wonder why black women are so hard. Do we even have the luxury of being soft? Look at us, we're out there in the trenches on the front line, fighting. You know, men and women handle things differently. And the way that women are handling it is in the best way that we know how. Organizing marches, standing up in protest, crashing political venues, creating hashtag activism. But men are a little bit different than women, and men handle things in a different way. And we need some more masculine energy on this. We need some more masculine energy on this. Black men, your women and your children don't feel safe, and I'm sure that this cannot possibly feel good to you. But what are you going to do? What are we going to do? This can't continue. We have to try something new. The night before the Justice or Else rally, I was on someone's Facebook page where they shared the obituary of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And in his obituary, he was talking about the farms that he owned, the schools that he had built to educate black children, and the different resources, the printing press, the control of the news. And it dawned on me. And when I say we don't feel safe, it's collective. The homes we live in can be taken from us at any time. If the grocery stores close down, we won't have any food. The three most important factors for survival are all controlled by white people. We're talking about food, clothing, shelter. And then when we add our own person into it, our bodies, we are at the mercy of white people. We are at the mercy of this country. We are at the mercy of their whims and the way that they change their minds. We're at the mercy of their laws, which we don't even vote to control. Listen, this country works in a certain way. We need power and we need money in order to have any say in this country. Are we in any position to have any power in this country? Black men, what are we doing? What are you doing? Black men, we need you. Where are you? When we look at the things that we need to have power in this country, we as black people, we have none of it. When you start talking about education, economic power, political power, we have none of that. Black men are dropping out of school. As a matter of fact, women outnumber the amount of men graduating from college. The last time I checked the statistic in 2009, black women outnumbered the number of black men in HBCUs by a rate of 75-25. So black men are not getting educated. We as a collective, we don't vote in the local elections to control who it is that goes to Washington to make decisions on our behalf, to control who's our assembly person, to control what will be our voice in Washington. We are not really present on police forces and not in upper management of police forces. And we're not judges in the courtroom. As a matter of fact, the place that we end up in the courtroom is before the judge. We own nothing of inheritable or appreciating value. And as a relationship expert, I am constantly hearing from black men that black men are actually waiting around for black women to save them. They're waiting for black women to come into their lives to be able to help them make more money, to inspire them to become better human beings, to inspire them to go back to school and get their education. Men don't really seem to understand this one phenomenon. If you want to be able to receive the full gifts of a woman's femininity, You have to create the space for her to feel like a woman, for her to feel feminine. You have to create the space for her to feel feminine. When she's down and dirty, down in the trenches, fighting right alongside you in the workforce, in the freedom fight, with the children and the families, and sometimes even with you. When does she have the space, the opportunity, the leisure afforded to be feminine? When does she have that opportunity? And it's like, while she's supporting and holding up and giving out all of that nurturing outward, there needs to be a time for that to be replenished inside of her. I'm constantly in counsel with women, and it's such a sad phenomenon. Women are constantly giving outward, holding up her men, holding up her children, holding up the family, holding up herself, that she doesn't even have enough to replenish herself, let alone thinking about doing the little things to be soft and to be feminine, when at any moment she might have to pop off her nail, throw on some Timberlands, and go out there and fight too. Always on the cusp of some sort of disaster, watching her children brutalized on TV. When I saw that little girl getting tossed and flipped and thrown around, and seeing the people in the classroom so nonchalant, not even looking up, no protest, no hey, no surprise, no nothing. And to see the teacher step out of the cop's way so that he could continue this brutalization. At no point did the teacher, a black man, even say, hey, whoa, buddy. Okay, calm down. Enough is enough, or that's enough, or we have it from here, or whatever. It's just the whole situation is out of control, God. Everything is out of control, God. And the excuse is that white people are afraid of black people. That's why they're doing all of this. They're afraid, but afraid of what? Afraid of what? How many black people exercise our Second Amendment right and bear arms? How many black people own guns, legally or illegally? How many of us even know how to shoot guns? How many of us know how to shoot guns? I saw a post last week about how black people don't camp. And a bunch of black people came on the post and was like, oh no, I can't be out there with the bugs. Oh, I just don't have to be. And I'm like, we are of this earth. We are the original nomads, but yet you turn around and look, and we don't even know how to live off the land. Not only are we not growing our own food, but we don't even, Bottom line, we are at the mercy of this country. We have to make some changes. We need to start the dialogue of what are we going to do next? If this brutalization does not stop, what is next? What is our next move? Because this has got to end. It's got to end. I don't feel safe. Listen, my name is TonyaTko. Subscribe to my videos here on YouTube. Give me your thoughts on this subject matter. 1, what is our plan? 2, what is our long-term goal in this country? If we're going to stay in this country, if we're going to be in this country, if we're going to be profitable in this country, if we're going to have rights in this country, what is our plan? And 3, if those demands are not met, what are we going to do? What are we prepared to do anything? Hug me. Listen. Hug me. Just hug me. I can't talk anymore. Hug me. Oh. Go out there and love one another, but most importantly, what? That's right, love yourself. TonyaTko, and I'm out. Come over to my website, TonyaTko.com, and make sure you subscribe to me here on YouTube. I make videos every week about self-love and relationships. Peace. Come to www.TonyaTko.com and download your free copy of my guide entitled Truly Love Yourself and Heal Old Trauma.
They're getting all this easy, unprotected, freaky husband type sex, cooking, house cleaning, and someplace to stay. And they're getting the freedom of not having to have any commitment. And why? All for what? What is it gaining us at the end, ladies? What is it when we wake up and when we look up from this? What is it that we have? We never required anything.